Welcome back, guys, to Trails of Cold Steel, where with the Imperial Liberation Front attacking Corellia Fortress, and with the cannons having somewhat dry-fired, thankfully, we're past the prologue after reading yet more Red Moon Rose, because up these steps lies a fateful encounter. A battle is obviously awaiting us, which I should just jump into and go fight, eh? Let's go, let's do this. Why do you want me to break my neck? I don't know where the cheers. The railway guns are up above. Bigger steps than I thought they'd be.
Onwards.
Thank you for the 20 moments sub, cheer, but we're here.
There's one of them.
So these are the railway guns.
It's gigantic.
And they intend to turn this on a city full of hundreds of thousands of innocent people.
Who the hell are you? Are you those kids from the military academy? Stay away from the railway gun.
Enough from you! We need to take them down as quickly as possible.
Just some flunkies.
Here they come. Be careful, everyone.
Oh, there's a bit more flunkies. Like, what kind of HP have you got? Terrorist gun, terrorist sword, and tri-attacker R2, which we've already scanned. We need to take them down as quickly as possible, do we? Oh, we don't have anything there to quickly as possibly. I guess I'll start on Mr. Terrorist Gun over here.
Okay.
And then we'll go with the Rean Special, as it were.
Analyzing the enemy's vitals.
I mean, I could just lure them all to death.
I've got it.
An Imperial Liberation Front member, driven by loathing for Chancellor Osborne and fights using a sword.
Right.
I mean, I could just absolute destruction. Or I could also just try to suck a load of blokes into one feint attack.
No escape.
Oh, that worked. Wait, are they all down? No, we got one slept.
Okay.
One got up again because their turns were basically cancelled. That went really well. Right, how many can I hit here? Quite a lot. Ah!
Ready for a beat down?
Got it.
Leave it to me.
I think I've ended up killing them.
My turn.
Well, you did say fast. Alright, terrorist gun, terrorist sword's the only one we scan. Basically, if I attack anyone, they're gonna die at this point. Everyone's down for the count. We've done this too well.
There.
No.
Okay.
Well, that's one more to... Oh, wait! The other guy died? No, he didn't. There he is. Got the last scan.
Analyzing the enemy's vitals.
Nice.
All complete.
Use a detector instead of anything else. Oh, you actually attacked?
Right.
You're kidding me. I'm not having that.
Damn.
Leave it to
And
me.
the last guy's basically a statue.
No.
Lights out for them.
Well, that was our first burst, and we completely destroyed them. Bloomin' hell.
Did it.
A matter of course.
That was quick enough, right?
No.
This isn't the first time I've crossed swords with the Imperial Liberation Front.
They don't seem really strong, just really obstinate. What would push them to go this far?
We can discuss that later.
Right. We need to stop the railway gun first.
Get back.
It would have been smarter to stay away, S.
I'm impressed you saw me coming, Purple Lightning. I see the rumors about you weren't just trumped-up stories.
I love a good compliment, but getting one from a terrorist just doesn't put a spring in my step. Still, I suppose the fact you're here means the other ringleaders must be over at the other gun.
V certainly is. As for Gideon, I'm sorry to say he lost his life in Crossbell a short while ago.
What?
He did?
I just received a call about it a few minutes ago. Apparently, he was killed by a real top-rate Jaeger Corps hired by your friend, the Blood and Iron Chancellor. Poor guy. I heard it was practically a massacre.
What a terrible way to go.
Well, Gramps isn't exactly known for his bountiful sense of mercy.
If you don't want to die like a dog, don't run around snapping your fangs at everyone.
You keep talking like this has nothing to do with you, but I take it you've got no intention of beating a retreat. It sounds like you've got the railway gun set to automatic firing mode, too.
I was wondering what that sound was. It was loading another round!
Oh, I was hoping you'd miss it in all your babbling. It's got, 10 minutes or so to go.
Conniving witch. You can let us past, or we're going to force our way through. Your choice.
Careful. She's a dangerous one to tangle with. And she's hiding something.
Right again.
Damn! Giant archaisms!
Ooh, just my color, too. For borrowed muscle, I've really taken a liking to them. Gideon might have fallen, but it's not too late to send the Chancellor to join him on his way to Gehenna.
How about you go instead?
Crossbell's counting on us. Strike with everything you've got.
Let's rock!
Soul boss fight begins!
Think you can satisfy me, little kittens?
I'm not looking to satisfy you, I'm looking to beat you down horribly. Right, so Scarlett stands for us. We need to get a scan on you. We got some red Zephyranthes, so unfortunately we don't have a scan for them already. Should I be looking to kill them first before anything else? Because they're going to do nasty AoE attacks after all. Who should I be looking to, you know, shut down before anything goes on here? I mean, I'm tempted to just start with morale, but then of course I could start with arc slashes and maybe AT delay a little bit.
All right, let's do this.
You got it! Leave it to
At
me!
least that gives Sarah a little bit more CP on top of everything. I guess I need to hit seal. Possibly. Speed down.
It's my turn.
Something's casting a spell, but it's going to take quite a few turns to get there with the speed down. We got seal on one of them. We see HP totals now that we've done some damage. Scarlett's got a lot more HP than the others, so it feels like I should be taking out some of these guys first and foremost.
I've got it.
Alright, a red archaism strengthened to support the ILF's leaders, even more powerful and deadly than standard models. Lovely! That's what I need, more powerful and deadly. Seal is not really that easy to hit, but we managed to hit it on the other guy. Blind, freeze, burn, delay, and status down. AT delay works well. I guess then we're not going to get much of a feint on those guys then. Should I insight myself first? I don't have an impede after all. Rean can impede the other guy though with a Autumn Leaf Cutter.
How about this?
Everyone's casting spells! Everyone's casting spells now! It's a spell time for everyone. I need more impedes.
Didn't see that coming.
Go!
Alright, wondering if I could get a delay to push back that even further, but that didn't really seem to have worked out too well for me in that sense. So that'll impede both of these.
There!
Green's going in. What was that guy that was casting this? What was the other one? I guess they're red anyway, so they show up kind of... Oh, my HP! I guess my ADF was so knocked down from me doing the other ability that... Nasty stuff. Right, Magic Reflect. I mean, I should probably heal you up first before anything. Though again, those guys were weak to Earth before, weren't they? Not so much anymore. No one's weak to any spells. I need to get a detector on you at some point.
Analyzing the enemy's vitals.
Looks like I should have another turn soon enough for Laura.
I've got it.
I just need to spread people out at the moment. Do some damage across large groups. More at the point, I need to take out that one. can't feint it. Well, I do have a fair percentage of chance of fainting. Seal's not likely. That one over there is definitely hurting more than the other one, though. Maybe I should go for him.
Shatter! My turn.
Is Rean in a good position? I think Rean is. Great. Well, if this keeps going this way, I guess I should get more of these flashes going on. In fact, the boss is sealed. I should cast an Impassion for Sarah, I think.
Didn't see that coming.
My turn.
And no joke, I think Impassion would be great. I'm in a good position with Rean to do Arc Slash across 2 of them. So that's not too bad. You were definitely my target at this point, though.
Okay.
Except you were the one with the unbalance, which is the annoying thing. Right, how do we start off with other arts here? We could probably get some more spells going, like a defense up on some guys. Earth Pulse to revive you, maybe? Or maybe I should just go with... I mean, I've got so many spells. Let's go with a Serene Blessing. Make sure Laura's okay.
Hear me.
You have my things.
Of course.
Big top up after all. Is his armor still broken? Yes, it is. I mean, can't feint you. Well, can, but it's unlikely. Can feint you? Quite good chance to feint, in fact.
No escape. Now.
Even got a unbalance on you.
Here we go.
Whoop. Need to get my positioning right here. I'm not in a good enough position. Should we make us so we are in a great position? Oh, this guy's frozen. Since when he's been frozen.
Okay.
Everyone can't do anything. I feel like we've been horribly delaying them to a stat point where they just are completely screwed, aren't they? We've even blinded this guy here.
Didn't see that coming. Do it.
Oh, we fainted that guy over there too? I think we've already got this fight in the bag.
Now's our chance.
And one from me. Yeah.
Just taking out the small fry is working beautifully for me right now. Not S-Craft time at the moment. Any more supportive arts I can really do to increase people a little bit better? We could get a detector on Boss Lady.
Analyzing the enemy's vitals.
Should maybe just do an analyze though. The imbalance.
All complete.
Right, Bewitching Imperial Liberation Front Executive torments and slaughters foes with a Templar sword.
Right.
Let's just keep using our crazy abilities to do stupid good damage.
Off guard.
I'm wondering at this point if I'm going to want to get an Impassion on Laura. Again, another frozen target.
Go.
This is stupid.
And one from me. Okay.
We're messing up. Lots of them. I could delay that lady even more. I'm nearly taking out one of the robots.
Didn't see that coming. Do it.
Ready for a beat down.
Got it.
Right.
Acknowledge.
That's one robot down.
Hope you like pain.
It seems that no matter what, she did get an attack off in the end.
My turn.
Burn on 2 people. Burn on... Oh, that's quite a long period of time for burn on those guys, actually, when I look at it. I probably need to do something to remove the anti-status that's going on.
Arcus, activate.
Right.
Keep trying to feint. That's what I want the most at the moment.
No escape.
I think I've lost my strength up at the moment, though.
Now.
I'll help. Okay.
Okay, so we're probably going to take at least one turn of this, but Mercuria should sort out a lot of our issues here.
Arcus, activate.
Oh, I ended up on a critical for that. Maybe I should steal that and use a S-Craft. This robot's still quite alive. Frozen as well. You're frozen too? I don't know what to say about this anymore. It's kind of ridiculous.
Do it!
Aren't you feisty? We'll see how long that lasts.
You're frozen. Stop talking. No, I'm going to take another turn of burn damage for this.
Let's see you live through this! Plasma Storm!
That's done significant damage, including a feint. Of course, she gains a health from attacking too. We've completely shut them down. They can't do nothing. Status effects.
my turn.
How many status effects do we have on the other guy? That's what I'm trying to figure out at this point. It seems a little bit much.
My turn. No escape.
She's asleep.
Now.
I'll help.
She's having a very bad day.
Leave it to me.
That's how we put it.
Here we go.
Now.
My turn.
Should we finish it up in style? Just a little bit.
Flames, gather on my blade. Strike!
How humiliating.
We'll cut our own path.
Well, she barely even got to attack. Does she have an S-craft herself? We never got to see it. Let's hope our other group has managed to face off the other comrades quite as well. Level ups across the party.
I feel like I'm growing stronger.
Not bad.
I'm awesome.
I'm just getting started.
No.
Systems deactivated. Oh, thank goodness.
Ah, you got me. Shouldn't have expected any less from the ace of the 4th Armored Division. Or from Sylphid. The rest of you weren't half bad either.
I can't believe you could take on this many of us at once.
You are one tough old bear.
Neidhart here. We've regained control of the left railway gun.
And we've deactivated the right wing's railway gun over here. Good work.
We did it.
Oh, thank goodness.
My. You can hardly call our crossing paths coincidence at this point. Oh well, no matter. Everything played out just like C said it would, both here and in Crossbell.
What are you talking about?
Comrade S.
What? How can they still move?
We'd completely incapacitated them.
Go, Comrade S. Regroup with Comrades C and V and bring the hammer down once and for all!
That's the plan. Well, I'll catch you all in the great beyond.
What?
No! She wouldn't.
Damn.
My name is Seal, leader of the Imperial Liberation Front. Allow me to extend my congratulations. You did well, fending off our two-pronged attack here and in Crossbow. But you would be foolish to assume this is the end of it. The hammer of judgment shall fall again. I'm ready. Are you?
How can this be? So this is the Imperial Liberation Front. They're even more brazen than I'd heard.
So C was here after all.
Who is he anyway? What's he hiding? Even the intelligence division's drawing a blank trying to gather info on him.
At least this time we managed to capture some of them alive. And they will talk.
What the hell?
Is this poison?
What?
This is bad. Looks like these guys all swallowed neurotoxin capsules. I don't think we're gonna be able to save them. I doubt it'll work, but I'm gonna try to neutralize the poison. Emma, if you got any herbs you think might help, give me a hand here.
Of course!
Do you think they'll pull through?
Not sure. I'd give them 50-50 maybe.
Even if we can keep them alive, there's no guarantee they'll regain consciousness. No!
Why? Why would they go this far? These are the kinds of people we're dealing with.
With some quick thinking, hard fighting, and a little luck, we were able to stop a potentially devastating terrorist attack in its tracks. But with the political climate as it was, this incident, overshadowed by the crisis in Crossbell, was never made public. In the days that followed, we still felt shaken, our eyes newly opened to the dangers facing our homeland, both outside and within.
It's always covered up, isn't it? Always cover up. Where did they randomly carry anti-neurotoxin syringes on both of their persons? Man, they're prepared as well. And also, that is how you jump on an airship when it's not moving at high speed. Chapter 5, Signs and Omens, has been completed. Now where do we go from here with the terrorist attack completely foiled? And Eustace completely jinxing, we've caught them alive. Why'd you say that, man?
Keep up the good work.
Alright, oh, we get our rank.
Perfect. You guys are the best.
So what have I got? Like, so far, like, 4 S's and an A? I'm doing well. We're checking out everyone. We're talking to everyone. I'm getting my points. As long as we don't have, like, an exam, we're good. An S rank. I'll take it. Class 7's bonds have strengthened. Alright, Rean and Million reached link level 3, so now they have counterattack and cover between them. We've got our teacher's link level 4 of us now. Powerful strike and deadly assist. What's deadly assist then, he says? Why'd you bring up my win rate of blade along to that? Haha, 4 S's and an A. And then it's just like 7 to 13 blade. Oh, why you bring this up? Well, the story is developing. The comrades do more. Gideon has died. Let's continue and see what happens as we obviously are moving back to Trista. To Thors. As quite some time passes, another 2 weeks as usual.
Half a month after the incident at Corellia Fortress, a sense of lingering unease still hung over the Empire. The government increased patrols by the Railway Military Police as part of their counter-terrorism measures, while the noble faction bolstered their provincial armies. There were even rumors that they'd hired several Jaeger corps. At the center of everything was the Imperial Liberation Front. They had allied with a terrorist group from the Republic of Calvert to attack the trade conference in Crossbell. And as we'd seen firsthand, had attacked Corellia Fortress in an attempt to fire the 2 railway guns stationed there. They'd made it abundantly clear that they were no mere insurgents. These were dangerous people we were dealing with. And following their attempts to target Chancellor Osborne and the Reformist faction, rumors started to spread of a possible connection between the Imperial Liberation Front and the Noble faction itself. Meanwhile, new information was filtering in from Crossbell that surprised us all. During the conference, one of the representatives of Crossbell's state government made the daring declaration that Crossbell would soon declare its independence, breaking free from its neighbors Calvert and Erebonia. To no one's surprise, both the Imperial government and the Noble faction dismissed it as nothing more than delusional raving. But one thing was clear: that declaration only served to increase the tension in Erebonia and across the continent.
To be honest, that's completely typical normal cat, to be perfectly fair. You would expect a cat to be acting like anyway. Even when being stroked, it's never quite happy.
On a cool, clear autumn day, the Academy's prestigious board of directors gathered for their first meeting of the year.
And that concludes my biannual report.
Good, good. It seems the Academy is running like a well-oiled machine. No administrative issues to speak of. Student performance is sitting comfortably above the national average on exams and on general aptitude tests, too.
The second-year students seem to be having a banner year as well. The Student Council President, in particular, has built up an outstanding array of extracurricular achievements.
Well, she attended last month's trade conference, and from what I hear, she put the professional secretaries to shame. I only wish the conference could have ended on a more positive note.
I'll say, the share prices of my company have been on a real roller coaster ride ever since.
Undoubtedly, what happened at the trade conference has wreaked havoc on the economy as a whole. But moving on. I couldn't help but notice in the recent exam reports that Class 1 and 2's academic performance seems to be slipping.
Really? You're going to bring this up now?
Perhaps the preferential treatment given to the upper class students is hindering their scholastic development?
Well, students belonging to the nobility are allowed to return home during August to learn more about their family's lands. It's a tradition here, but one I can't help but wonder if we've outgrown the need for in this modern age.
If I may, traditions accumulate and hold meaning only so long as they're preserved. Our nation's culture, its arts, its social classes, all are rich with tradition that makes Erebonia what it is, and I believe we have a duty to protect and uphold them. After all, does not this very institution champion the ideals of its founder, Emperor Dreigel's?
Indeed it does. Though I've always understood Dreigel's intent to be the founding of an academy for the people. Even 200 years ago, when education was seen as the province of the nobility, male commoners were permitted to enroll. Today, we have plenty of young women attending, and the commoners easily outnumber the nobles on campus. Perhaps it's time we started taking strides to realize Emperor Dreigel's true ideal.
You seem to be laboring under a few misconceptions here. Commoners were permitted to attend, but only as retainers. Retainers served knights, who served lords, who served the emperor. That's the way the Erebonian society functioned. From that vantage, the structure of the academy in its earlier days certainly seems to have embodied that social order. And if that's so, what is there to suggest that it's not the social order itself that has become the aberration?
Well,
For one, if that were the case, it would be far easier for me to see my views put into practice. But I can hardly get a word in edgewise between you two. Well, I'd certainly enjoy a return to the way things were in Dreikel's time, at least in that particular respect.
Our apologies, Your Highness.
Well, our role here is to consider your views and work toward implementing them.
See what I mean? Would you be so kind as to help me out here, Principal?
I'm here to moderate this board. It wouldn't do for me to express my position on the issues at hand. That said, I'm sure your passion for reform will triumph in the end, Your Highness.
I suppose I should have known better than to look to my old teacher for sympathy.
It warms my heart to see such a fine teacher-student relationship.
Now, if I may, I'd like to steer this discussion toward a rather timely topic. We've already touched on the issues regarding the Orbital Net and the Orbital Staves, but I'd like to stress again that the adoption of new security measures for the Orbital Net should be a top priority.
Well, I'm certainly inclined to agree. But we'll have to rely on the Foundation directly, as things are looking a little shaky with the IBC.
You can leave that to me. The other matter I'd like to review is the use of the Orbital Staves and the Arcus units. Or more specifically, we need to talk about how Class 7 should operate from here on out. Setting aside the fact that my daughter is a member of Class 7, I think we need to reconsider how the class should be run, in light of what happened at Corellia Fortress. While it certainly proved an excellent chance to see what the Arcus units are capable of, I have serious doubts about whether we should carry on with these field studies, given the current political climate.
It would be difficult to do so, I admit. With the terrorists at large and the problems in Crossbell unresolved, these are uncertain times.
At the very least, I believe it may be in the class's best interest to cancel this month's field study. We could always resume them once the terrorists have been arrested and the situation in Crossbell calms down.
Arise, O youth, and become the foundation of the world. I'm sure you all recognize the words of Emperor Dreikel's. They become something of a school motto here. It's my belief that Class 7's actions at Corellia Fortress perfectly embody the spirit of that directive. They stood together to stop a tragedy in the making and, in a sense, protected the foundation of our world. No one ordered them to do it. They took action of their own free will, because they knew in their hearts what was right. Some might call it recklessness. Some may think it rash. Some may even venture to call it hubris. However, as chairman of this academy, I'm incredibly proud of what the brave young men and women of Class 7 achieved.
Your Highness.
Troubled times may lay in store for Erebonia, and for the entire continent in the months and years to come. But I believe that makes something like Class 7's field studies all the more significant. The experiences they're having now will help them find the strength and the means to press on through adversity. I can't be the only one who feels this way, can I?
They do seem to be showing remarkable growth. That much is true. Although I have no idea how much my daughter is really capable of, immature as she is.
I could say the same of my hothead of a son.
I do wonder about my brother sometimes. However, it does seem that enrolling at this academy has helped him start breaking out of his shell.
With the Academy Festival coming next month, we hadn't even planned a field study. So the issue at hand is just whether to hold a field study at the end of this month or not. I'd like to ask those in favor of going ahead with this month's field study to please raise their hands.
All right, I'd like to begin by taking everyone's ideas for our class's part in the school festival.
Okay, the 127th Military Academy Festival. It's time for the class to plan. Are we gonna have a maid cafe where Rean dresses up beautifully? Are we gonna have that? I want Machias and Eustace to be there. It'd be great. I like reading the board as well at the moment. Joetha Jithe Girafnaf Nefre. It's great. Love this language. Can definitely understand it. Let's get to planning. Come on then, student council president, not student council president, class president. Get to it, Emma.
The festival will run for 2 days next month, the 23rd and the 24th. Equipment setup and the other preparatory work will begin in the afternoon 2 days before the start of the festival. But there's a lot of preparation needed before we get to that point, and the sooner we get that underway, the better.
That's all the more reason to figure out what exactly we want to do. Some of our options include displays, events, stage shows, and cafes. Does that sound right, Crow?
Yeah, though no class I know would settle for just some simple display. I mean, come on, no one ever said, boy, we better rush to get in the line for that display.
Well, either way, I'd like to start by soliciting some ideas from all of you. We're just brainstorming right now, so feel free to say whatever comes to mind.
Would it kill you all to give just a teensy bit of cooperation?
I know. It's just...
It's kind of hard to focus right now.
You're one to talk, standing up there with your nervous fidgeting.
Well, I can't say I'm surprised.
The board of directors is in session as we speak, deciding what'll happen to our class.
And those of us with family members who sit on that board probably have even more cause for concern.
You can say that again. We can't even be sure whether there'll be a field study this month.
That's about the long and short of it. With everything that happened during last month's field study, it honestly wouldn't surprise me if they just canceled it.
I can't say I have any particular feelings of attachment to our field studies, but I refuse to accept needless changes to our curriculum, especially with my brother involved in the decision-making process.
Yeah, I can see what you mean.
Makes sense to me.
We also have to account for the fact that going on our field study means that much less time to prepare for the festival. So, as you can see, it presents a bit of a problem.
Man, look at you guys taking this all seriously.
I probably should have asked a little earlier, but... What's this festival you guys keep talking about?
Wait, seriously?
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have gone over that for your benefit.
Every year, the students here organize and put on a school-wide festival. There are stage events, food stalls, and all kinds of things to see and do. And it generally falls to each of the first-year classes to provide the main attractions.
Yeah, participating is optional for the second years, since by this point they're usually focusing on their future careers. Oh, and each of the clubs generally get involved too.
Huh, that sounds fun. In that case, we have to do something. We can't just let the other classes roll over us because we're small. You say that, but I've already had one of the girls from Class 1 bluster up to me declaring that this time victory will be all ours.
What?
It must have been Ferris. That sounds exactly like something she'd say.
Well, Class 1 does seem to have had it in for us ever since the midterm results were announced.
If it's all the same, I'd rather not see the House of High Arms claim yet another nominal victory. But we need to account for the fact that our class is markedly smaller than theirs is.
That's certainly true.
It'd help if we at least knew what the other classes are doing.
It kind of seems like everyone's having trouble staying focused.
Come on, everyone, get it together.
Instructor Sarah?
Isn't this a self-study period?
Oh, it was. But I thought you all might like to know that the Board of Directors meeting just adjourned a few minutes ago. So I decided to skip along down here and be the first to break the news.
Then?
What about our next field study? Are we still on?
The Chancellor's not the only one with a little too much iron in his blood. Because the board voted unanimously to have you continue your field studies.
You mean it?
So that's how it is.
You know, even though they're always hard work, I actually feel a little relieved.
Considering all that happened last month, we'll need to be especially careful this time around.
Still, it feels like our field studies are a big part of who we are as a class.
Yeah.
They're kind of a pain, but oh well.
We should be grateful to His Highness and the directors.
That's good news.
Seeing the hard road and the easy road, then picking the hard one anyway. That's youth for you.
It also sounded like His Highness and the directors will be taking off in pretty short order. So I'll let you guys out of study hall early to go see them if you want.
Oh.
If you say so.
I think I'll take you up on that.
Mother! Dad! Machias, haven't had the chance to talk with you since the summer festival. Sounds like you were quite the heroes of Corellia Fortress. Come on, don't tease us. I'll be the first to admit that we acted rashly, but in the end, I have no regrets. I'm glad to hear it. It's good to see you again. Likewise, May feels so far behind us now. You have questions now? It's written all over your face. I do. You were in Legram, weren't you? To meet Duke Cayenne. Correct. I was hoping to have time to greet you and your classmates too. But imagine you would rather he not take too close an interest in you. You imagine right. Still, I'm concerned. What is the House of Alberea playing at? And not just us. What are the four great houses and the rest of the noble faction trying to accomplish? You ask that there's a simple answer. The four great houses aren't as united in opinion as you might think. Even within individual families there can be disagreements. You know that I differ with Father on several issues. But rather than worrying about others' positions, I'd suggest giving some thought to your own as a member of the family. I'm surprised you actually managed to make it here. I was expecting the business negotiation to crop up just in the nick of time, like it always does. Time is something you make, not something you find. All the more so if you're in a position of responsibility. Bah. Lady Lissa is quite the multitasker herself. You should see her. She has no trouble balancing her time between her studies, training, club activities, and hobbies. Of course she doesn't. I'd be disappointed if she wasn't able to manage at least that much. You need to start using your time more creatively, Elisa, instead of simply doing what's required of you. I saw the railway guns at Corellia, you know, and I saw what those axons are capable of, and I can understand why Grandfather regrets ever making them. Do you honestly feel things like that are necessary? Are you really okay with that? I think the fact that you've seen enough to ask me that now means that deep down you've realized that they're both necessities of this era we live in. Well, the opinions of others are only that. Stop relying on them so much. Observe yourself and draw your own conclusions. That's what someone who was truly independent would do anyway.
Still, I wasn't expecting to find myself indebted to you again so soon. Without your intervention, the Chancellor and I would have met our maker in Crossbow.
Don't mention it. We're
just relieved you're all okay, Your Highness.
Indeed. I'm glad you were able to focus on making a positive contribution at the conference.
I wish I could tell you that's exactly what I did, but I could scarcely find a place to chime in once the Chancellor and the Republic's President got going. Though the Mayor of Crossbell managed to dumbfound even them.
I presume you're referring to his proposal for Crossbell's independence?
Hard to believe it could actually happen.
Well, as long as both Erebonia and Calvard refuse to accept it, the likelihood of it actually happening is incredibly low. Still, they're planning to hold a referendum on the issue to see if the population is in favor of it. So there'll be plenty more chances for disputes to break out over the issue.
Well, neither of them want to lose all that sweet tax revenue from Crossbell. Half of it flows into the provinces too, so like, fat chance the noble faction's gonna take that line down.
Milliam.
I swear, this kid has all the delicacy of a rock to the face.
So you're Milliam, are you? Your name seems to have come up with increasing frequency lately. I was hoping for a chance to see the famous Erebonia in action, though.
Oh, sure thing. Come on, Lamp!
Whoa there. Cool your jets.
I'm not sure this is the best place to call out Erebonia. Just a hunch.
Lame.
Objection overruled.
That could have gotten messy.
Honestly, it would save us all a lot of trouble if you could just refrain from saying whatever pops into your mind, too.
Lame.
Oh, who might you be?
Say, are you from the Vander family? The one who serves as the prince's bodyguard?
Oh, did Neidhart mention me? I'm Mueller Vander of the 7th Armored Division. I was with the prince at the conference in Crossbell, so I'm in your debt as well. Glad to be able to thank you personally.
The honor is ours, sir.
It's an honor to meet a member of the esteemed Vander family.
Ah, so you're the Radiant Blade Master's daughter. And you must be a practitioner of the 8 Leaves 1 Blade style. I'm always happy to meet fellow students of the sword. Oh, and you must be the young man from Nord who my uncle wrote a reference for.
Yes, that would be me. I owe a lot to Lieutenant General Vander.
It sounds like he's in your debt as well, with everything that happened in Nord a few months ago. Well, you all seem like dependable young men and women. Perhaps the prince's idea had some merit to it after all.
See? What did I tell you? And it's not just Class 7 either. The whole academy seems so full of life. Perhaps I should take this opportunity to break down social barriers by getting to know all of them in the academy's pool.
If you really want to work up a sweat, I'd be glad to let you run back to Heimdall. If you kept up a good sprint, I'll bet you could even make it in a couple hours.
You'd actually make me do it, too. Cruelty. My name is Mueller.
It's like their hearts practically beat in sync.
That's certainly one way to look at it. I wonder how long they've known each other.
Well then, I bid you all a fond farewell. I hope we have the chance to meet again soon.
And so we move on to a weekend before our free day. 3 days have passed since the board of directors handed down their decision. With the assurance that our field studies would continue, we finally turned our attention to next month's festival. However, losing those couple days at the end of the month meant we had that much less time to prepare. And no matter how much we brainstormed, we couldn't think of any really compelling ideas our small class could pull off. Eventually... Geez, I can't believe we burned through another week already. But hey, at least it's the perfect weather for a weekend out in the town. I hope you all enjoy your free day tomorrow. Especially since you've got another practical exam coming up next Wednesday. I'm glad it's practical, though. You couldn't just send us off with have a good weekend, could you? It just wouldn't be Instructor Sarah if she didn't throw in a little dash of torment. And then we have this month's field study coming up at the end of the week, right? And that will end next week, even. Yep, just like we would have been planning. We might have made a few changes to the original itinerary, but nothing major. I'll tell you all about where you're headed after the practical exam, so until then, keep on guessing. Something tells me they're going to send me to somewhere incredibly safe this time, and it's then going to somehow not be safe. Yeah, you don't need to make it in some sort of dramatic revelation. She always does, though. Oh, I can't wait to find out where we're going to go this time. Oh, by the way, you guys really need to figure out what you're going to do for the festival next month. First, you just have to participate, so if you can't think of anything, you'll be showing your field study reports instead. But what? That certainly wouldn't be my first choice, or even my fifth. Anyway, that's a wrap for homeroom, if you'll do the honours, Miss Class President. Yes, instructor. Stand. Bow. Well, I'm sure she was just joking about putting our field study reports on display. I hope. Either way, we need to figure out what we're doing by the start of next week. That sounds wise, especially considering we have our practical exam on Wednesday and our field study next weekend. That's how things stand. We should make it our goal to at least have some solid ideas by the end of tomorrow. We also need to check out what the other classes are planning. If we ended up doing something that was already being done, we'd seem totally redundant. Yeah, we should split up and start gathering some info. Remember, we need to find something that will work for the number of people we've got. Yeah, all the other classes have more than double the manpower we do easily. And they all seem to have some pretty grandiose aspirations at that. If greatness were reliant on numbers, museums would be full of artwork produced by committee. There must be some course of action that can turn our lesser numbers to our advantage. Yeah, the question is, what? If we had an easy answer, we wouldn't be spending all this time worrying over it. I'm getting kind of pumped. Well, a little inter-class competition never hurt anyone. In fact, it might spice things up a bit. I take that competition literally. Thors' summer uniform has been obtained. We've put that on any time because it looks like we've changed back to the long sleeves. Crow's got a uniform now as well. Ah, I gotta say, actually, I like it with the red jacket better. Looks good, doesn't it? Honestly, you'd look for something that would be a speciality of Class 7, wouldn't you? So, in terms of speciality in this school, it's, well, kind of academics, but it's combat. So why not just do what we did for our last practical exam? We have teams, and we let them form teams to go up against our teams, and then we just beat the crap out of them repeatedly. Good training too. That would work in my opinion. Show them the Class 7 experience. Someone could jump in and pretend to be a terrorist. I don't know. The remaining group of 3, I don't know. Show them our life as it's been so far. Alright, what are we doing next then? Well, we've probably got a new paper over at the shop if we were to go buy it. Can't remember which button's my map. Because we're going to go around town and check everything out once again. Where should we start? Should we start from the very top? Everyone in the class can cook. Why not just do something food related? Well, you know, cook. Some cook very bad stuff. Seeing Mother at the meeting convinces me more than ever that she'll never change. But I still can't believe she's been on the board of directors this whole time. Well, the revelation did kind of come out of nowhere. Did you manage to talk to her at all? Technically, yes. She has a way of saying all the things I don't want her to say, though. Alisa. Sorry, don't worry about it. That's us dwelling on the past when we've got plans to make for the festival. I don't want her laughing at me for going on about being independent and then not being able to make one simple decision. Yeah, you're right. To be honest, though, it did sound like her mum wasn't exactly being mean this time or anything like that. It was more like you're growing up and you just got to make your own decisions for yourself, which is pretty cool, you know? They're growing as people, students. Kind of a good idea for us to do for the festival is a lot harder than I thought it'd be. Honestly, I'm starting to think that some kind of display wouldn't be that bad, at least in principle. It wouldn't, but that's the go-to idea for so many of the culture-related clubs. That, and I think that beyond the visitors enjoying it, we should do something we'd enjoy putting together too. True enough. The display type exhibit would always work in a pinch, but it wouldn't be something we'd get excited about. Agreed. Maybe we'll just have a swimming session. We'll teach everyone the man way of swimming. That's what we'll do. The man way. I just came up with a good idea. Oh, let's hear it. A shooting gallery using real bullets. Only problem is that you put a hole in your prize. Oh, that's the only problem? Yeah. That would never fly on Academy grounds. Dang. Yeah, do that, Fee. Well, I'm out of ideas. Coming up with these is annoying. Maybe think a little less dangerous for your next one, okay? Don't even have like a shooting room or anything like that. So where would you stage that? Put it up outside with an absolute crap ton of sandbags behind? You usually need a dedicated space for that kind of thing, don't you? Hey, you're back playing again. It took a while, but my arms finally healed up. I can finally play the violin again pain-free. It's been so long, I forgot how relaxed I feel while playing it. It's good to see Hebel well. My class is the coolest idea of the festival, but they're also mean. You break everything you touch, they said. For the love of Adios, please just sit still, they said. I mean, come on! Can you believe that? Sure, I'm a tad accident prone, but they're completely ignoring how helpful I am. From what we've learnt of this poor girl, I can understand their worries a little bit. I saw Alan heading towards the fencing club earlier. He's had this look of determination lately. Ooh, let's go there. As if he's trying to do whatever it takes to change himself and get stronger. He's gonna win. Alan versus Patrick, the saga continues. Seems like most clubs already have their plans for the festival sorted. What if we're the only ones who haven't decided on anything yet? We really need to hurry and figure out what we're gonna do. I guess the music club's just gonna play music. Backing music for something? What's going on? Oh, hello, William. Are you good at cooking? Let's ask. I'd all but given up on the idea that anyone new would join our club. Then along came Milliam. Milliam's joined the cooking club? She's every bit as creative with her cooking as Margarita too. I really couldn't be happier. What's she cooking? Milliam, you might want to try being a little more gentle. Putting too much strength into it will ruin the whole thing. I gotcha. I know what I'm doing. I have a sinking feeling that she doesn't. What are you cooking? When did you end up joining the cooking club, Milliam? Not long ago. I figured I'd get to eat all kinds of tasty stuff here. Just remember that it's the cooking club, not the eating club. Don't worry, I'm making stuff too. I made the stove plot the other day. Oh boy. That's making stuff. Cooking's actually pretty fun. You can even let Lammy help you with pounding and flattening ingredients. Please don't do that. You let her join? You fools. Technically, I cannot go against her. She is creating stuff. The festival? I couldn't care less. It all just sounds like a ton of work. Why will you find me during the festival? Right here, working like I always do. I'm starting to believe that she can't actually move. Alright, that's nearly everyone spoken to, but I think that must be Colette walking around. Why is it always Colette who likes to take this stroll? I'm more interested in the food stalls than anything else this festival has to offer. It's so much fun to go around trying all the food on offer. My mouth is already watering. Though if, to be honest, Colette wasn't walking around here all the time, I wouldn't remember her name. Is there any other game that I've ever played that has made me remember this many names of NPCs? That's crazy. Don't know her name. It can help me nervous while sending off members of the board of directors. Each one is so in demand that their visits are few and far between. If they're all VIPs, I need to muster up all my confidence to even say hello. Phew, just thinking about it is exhausting. Where's Mr. Janitor? It's Vincent over here, is he? Yeah, Vincent's over here. You're not even... This isn't even hiding. I'm just going to point out you're in clear view. Is he just doing that I don't turn around because my sister's already seen? Beloved Vincent, whatever will you be up to during the festival? Wouldn't it be splendid to use the event to spend some quality time together? I think not. I feel like he's going, tell me when she's left. I'm not going to turn around. We're not making eye contact. Talk of the festival brings back memories of our play last year. My first appearance on stage could be likened to a breathtakingly beautiful butterfly bursting forth from its cocoon. So wonderfully charming, I was that the ladies in the audience had to shut their eyes to resist swooning over me. Some might say your acting simply put everyone to sleep. You may be unaware, however. What is this feeling of impending doom? Da-dum, da-dum. She's after you again. That in last year was truly a sorry sight. One can only hope that our operetta is worlds better. You deserve each other, by the way. You're both not great people. You feel bad for Vincent? They're both as bad as each other. I'm not going to say one's worse than the other. The Academy's been pretty lively lately. You can really tell we're closing on the festival. I've got my own things to take care of beforehand, but just let me know if you need a hand with anything. The festival only rolls around once a year, so you best make it count. Actually, wait a second. Yeah, actually, she's full-on stalker, whereas he does go up and accost lots of women, but he just asks them nicely and seems to back off quite fine when they say no, and they take it with good humor. So, yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's just a bit of a glimmerous fop. That's what we'll call it. Doesn't seem to actually be actively stalking anyone. Pleased me to see how well Prince Oliver is doing. Oh, he's quite the troublemaker during his time in the Academy. I never thought I'd see him holding onto a firm set of ideals and working so hard. It's a pleasant surprise. It's kind of weird to get backstory for Mr. Oliver in town. Yes, if possible, I would like to guide some children from town for the festival. Why, Rosine, you're certainly jumping into the sister lifestyle with both feet, aren't you? Well, I see no issue with that, so go round up those kids and bring them along. What a relief. Thanks so much, instructor. Not at all, not at all. Keep up the good work at the church. I plan on nominating myself to take the children around this year's festival. Should be the perfect opportunity to get to know them all a little better. Such a nice person, Rosie. Do we have any more peculiar dishes to give you? Well, how many have we got now? 5? We're missing, like, 1 maybe for award. Dear me, I've never seen a dish quite like this before. This will definitely help with my research. Right, that's egg custard noodles, wasn't it? Colourless noodles. So we're at 14 for him. We're getting there. 15's going to be our reward, right? It's customary for the sisters to escort children without parental supervision around the festival. I'm absolutely sure that you're the perfect sister to do so this year. Do I have a waifu? I have a wife, so therefore I cannot have waifus. That's the rule, right? I'm not cheating on her with an anime girl. The Epstein Foundation is saying that they found a vulnerability in their main OS. It might be in ours too, actually. I'll have to take a look and fix it up if I find it. I never really mentioned this, but you're pretty amazing with computers, Instructor Makarov. I guess. It's all such a pain, though. I'd really rather not have to do this stuff. If I had to say an interesting characterization of characters, then technically, if I were to, like, list... Becca probably does have a waifu, yeah. It's Toru Honda. That's Becca's waifu. If I was to, like, list the characters and interests that I have, and yes, in terms of waifu, I guess you're saying gender female. I'd put Emma at the top of the ones I'm interested in, because obviously her backstory is going to be quite, like, thingy, like, quite a lot to it. Then it would be Fee, then it would be Laura. And, like, poor Alyssa. Poor Alyssa. But it's just interesting their characters. Do I have a husbando? Yeah, it's all of it. The first board of directors meeting went rather well, though I was surprised to hear that they won't be cancelling your field studies. A reckless decision if you ask me. Just what do they plan on doing should any incidents occur off campus? Well, I'm more interested in characterization and what I can, like, understand of a person, how their personality lies. That's interesting for me. Hello, Instructor Naya. It's glad to see you made it back to the academy. Indeed, all matters relating to the attack on Corellia Fortress have been taken care of, so I'm free to return. My apologies though I was unable to teach you for such an extended period of time. Don't worry, Instructor Sarah did a fine job filling in for you. Is that so? I'll be sure to thank her later. Well, time to leave debts unpaid, is he? No, sir. Who have I not...